Thanks for staying with 5 Live, where we're talking about what the Modi government is going to do next, if at all, in light of what has happened today in the Krishna Ghati sector of the line of control, where 2 Indian soldiers were brutally killed and then beheaded by the Pakistan army on the line of control. Take a look at that face very closely, ladies and gentlemen. That is Head Constable Prem Sagar of the Border Security Force, standing guard on patrol, keeping all of us safe on the line of control. And he was killed, first ambushed, and then beheaded by the Pakistan army. They took his head back with them across the line of control. Not only was it a war kill, it's a war crime, because they mutilated a soldier. Total dishonor, total lack of decency, total lack of humanity. Not one of us are under any illusion that war is a horrifying business. Conflict is a dirty game. But just how dirty it can get, well, Pakistan has demonstrated that it can be an art form when it comes to mutilating and beheading its adversaries. In this case, once again, Indian soldiers standing guard on the border. We're privileged to have with us this evening Lieutenant General Vinod Bhatia, former Director General Military Operations of the country. General Bhatia, you know, at the tactical level, as we have, reported here on India Today, we do know that the Indian army has already begun retaliating, that they've already, started firing back, in response to that ceasefire violation. The bigger picture, sir, as Director General Military Operations at one point of time, what is the bigger picture? What can the government do now, next?
The bigger picture is that the Pakistani army drives the India policy. And anytime at the political level, at the diplomatic level, you want to improve the relations, the Pakistani army steps in, does something which further, hampers the normalization of relations. So there's no normalization. And the bigger picture is that we need to tell Pakistan that it is not acceptable to us. It is a known fact that we are militarily stronger, we are a much more responsible nation. We cannot stoop down to the level of Pakistanis. But the point is that we have to dissuade Pakistan for raising this, low-cost, high-effect war, which we've been raising for the last 27 years on the line of control. They ask for the ceasefire. If they want the ceasefire, let them prove themselves right that they want the ceasefire. If they don't want the ceasefire, it's just too bad. They don't want it.
I want to put those graphics up on our screen of what all India can do as far as Pakistan is concerned. There are various options before India. There's the most favored nations status for Pakistan that can simply be revoked. There is more surgical strikes. There is returning ceasefire violation fire. There is, of course, the Indus Water Treaty. There are several things. There's diplomatic aggression, etc., etc. General Bhatia, my question to you is, you're a military man, but my question to you is, diplomatically speaking, can India turn the screws in any way more than it already has done? All these things that we talk about, MFN status, Indus Water Treaty, peace talks, bilateral dialogue, can action be taken on those fronts now? Should they be taken right now?
Definitely. That's what I said. Synergize all elements of national power. Political level, diplomatic level. During the surgical strikes, we isolated Pakistan. It was for the first time that the Pakistani Prime Minister had actually, ticked off the army chief and telling that you isolated Pakistan. It doesn't happen in Pakistan that way. So it is at the political level, diplomatic level, even the economic level, the Indus Water Treaty. We should review the treaty. It is a one-sided treaty in any case. Most favored nation status. We go and sponsor some cultural programs in Karachi. Why should we do all that till Pakistan starts behaving like a responsible nation? We are a responsible nation, but that does not imply that every time they will do things which a nation should not do, and we will respond always as a peaceful nation. No, it is not going to happen anymore. I think things are moving in the right direction. Pakistan is getting the message. It's trying to test things. The problem is that they are calibrating the violence levels along the line of control.
Absolutely.
And that is what is not, ceasefire violation is one side, but to brutality is like, it hurts,
yes,
it pains. And these have to be responded to in a much more vigorous manner at the military level, tactical level, diplomatic level, all levels. And MFN status is one of them. Visas, we should stop the cross-border buses which go. We should stop the cross-border trade which takes place. Hurt Pakistan. That's the only language they're going to understand.
You've heard it from a former Director General of Military Operations. Stop everything. Stop the buses. Stop all the, every single diplomatic linkage between the two sides. Stop them all. Teach Pakistan a lesson while you bleed them in response to what they've done on the line of control. We've got more information here on India Today. Not only are we tracking the Indian government's response, we also have information, fresh information about precisely what happened. Top sources are telling us that this Pakistan Border Action Team, which is basically Pakistan Army plus terrorists, this was an operation consisting of Pakistan's Special Operations Group, the Special Services Group, that's the SSG, Lashkar-e-Taiba and possibly some Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists. The Pakistan Army has given full help to the Border Action Team. Well, as General Bhatia was just pointing out, there is no point in referring to them as terrorists or trying to specify their identity. They are all backed by the Pakistan Army. Nothing is possible without the Pakistan Army's full backing. It happened at about 8:30 this morning. Around 3 patrol parties of 3 Jawans each were going on patrol duty from one forward defense line to another near the line of control. The patrol parties were just 150 to 200 meters from the line of control itself. As soon as the 3 groups were patrolling near the line of control, a Pakistan Army post fired on them with a rocket launcher, and it hit the last group of the patrol party, and this group was of 2 BSF Jawans and 1 Army soldier who were injured. And that's when the Border Action Team of the Pakistan Army intruded 200 meters across the line of control, brutalized them, mutilated them, and like cowards, sped back across the border. Well, tactical level response will take place as far as the Indian Army is concerned. We are still awaiting a formal statement from the Modi government, the External Affairs Ministry and the Defense Ministry. Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi of the Modi government, the first to react. Let's listen in.
ऑर्डर जिस तरह से कार्यवाही चल रही थी उसका उल्लंघन किया गया है, बल्कि अंदर खाने ये भी खबर आ रही है कि दोनों के फेस को भी म्यूटिलेट किया गया है।
मुझे लगता है कि पाकिस्तान खुद अपनी बर्बादी की इबारत लिख रहा है। जो भी हमारे सुरक्षा बल हैं उसका प्रिपेयर जवाब देंगे।
Lieutenant Colonel Shafqat Saeed, retired veteran of the Pakistan Army, is with us still from Islamabad. Colonel Saeed, what kind of end game is the Pakistan Army really looking at? I understand there's a conflict in asking you this, but given that you have no problem in, seeing the blood of your own people spilt and the blood of your own terrorists and army soldiers spilt, what is the end game you're looking at by doing these things?
I very earnestly hope that sense would prevail, prudence would take place of mistrust and anything that is nonsense, based on nonsense, and things would come to a good end. And as far as these escalations and these things are concerned, these would continue till the time this issue is addressed in correct perspective and it is settled according to the aspiration of the people. And till the time that is done, I think it is just like without mending the leak, you are wiping the water. You will keep wiping the water till the time you mend this leak. And the leak is solve Kashmir issue, that's all.
Solve Kashmir issue, that's all. It's a stuck record that keeps playing as far as Pakistan is concerned. They say, let's be gentlemen about this, but their own people will never actually do that. Congress leader Tom Vadakan is on the phone line with us. We still haven't been able to get a BJP or a government response on this. I think that gives you a sense of where things really stand. It's really shaken up the security system. Mr. Vadakan, in 2013 when the Congress-led UPA government was in power and when the beheadings happened then, one remembers the huge pressure that your then government came under and the blame game politically that took place. What's going to happen now? 2 soldiers have been beheaded exactly like the 2 soldiers in 2013, Mr. Vadakan.
Shiv, this is the most shocking event one has heard of recent times. I mean, this indicates I do not want to take party positions at this point of time. I'm with the family of the brave hearts who have lost the life of the nation. We need to unite and teach the Pakistani defense mechanisms that this will not be tolerated. India is united in the fact that we need the surgical operations have not sent out a message. This needs action, and the confidence of the defense forces need to be restored, because this is a beginning of serious trouble. I heard this statement by the earliest person about settling Kashmir.
Yes.
Let me tell you, there is no issue about settling Kashmir.
Well said.
Kashmir is an integral part of India.
Well said.
And let there be no confusion on that. Tomorrow we will, if they ask us to make settlement on, we say something about their territory, how are they going to take it? We are not going to make any compromise. Not an inch of Kashmir can be compromised. Kashmir is India, and let that be very
So,
clear.
Colonel Shafkat Saeed, let that be very clear. Don't even think about bringing Kashmir into the conversation. That is not part of this particular conversation. But I also want to put a question to Syed Zafarul Islam of the BJP, who's with us. Mr. Islam, what is the government waiting for? Where is the statement? The army has reacted. What is the BJP going to do? 4 years ago, the BJP had gone crazy against the UPA government over the beheading of soldiers that had taken place in Poonch in 2013. What are you guys going to say now, Mr. Islam?
Our track record is for everyone to see. We have resorted to surgical strike. We have given a befitting reply to Pakistan, and we will continue to do so. There is no question of sitting idle. We will react, and we will act. And we will act decisively as we have done in the past.
Okay, Mr. Islam, so, to be very clear, obviously here on India Today, we will never reveal or we will never try and probe what the, next few steps by the military or the government are, because that, should always be a surprise for our enemies and our adversaries. But are you categorically saying right now that the BJP's track record as far as surgical strikes is a proven one, and that harsh action against Pakistan can be expected in the near future?
All I can say at this point in time, and they let the official report come, but all I can say that the action against Pakistan we have taken, we have a proven track record, we have demonstrated that we are capable of taking harsh action against Pakistan, and we will do that. We will not let these two brave soldiers are martyred, whose the way they have treated their body. We will definitely take revenge of that.
But are you disturbed, Mr. Islam, that the surgical strike, around which there had been so much publicity and it has been such a powerful message, are you disturbed today that it doesn't appear to have had much of an effect? Pakistan is still sending its soldiers into our territory and beheading our Jawans.
See, you have to understand that Pakistan is our neighbor and it's a rogue country. It's not a country where rule of law is important. So that is
Good
something
point.
I am sure that the whole of the country knows. All we have to deal in a manner that safeguards India's interest completely, and that is what we are doing. We are not propagating, we are not making a statement, but we are acting. We are taking actions decisively, which we have done in the past, and we will continue to do so. Let me tell you that they are violating the international convention.
Okay.
And that we are dealing with a country like Pakistan, which is not even honoring the international convention, Geneva Convention, and the way they are dealing with his body.
Let's get Colonel Shafkat Saeed to respond to that. Mr. Islam, stay with me. Mr. Vadakan, stay with me. Colonel Shafkat Saeed, how would you respond to that? That was a BJP spokesperson of the ruling party of India, putting Pakistan directly on notice and saying you're a rogue country, you don't know what war fighting is, and harsh action is coming your way. Retribution is right before you, Colonel Shafkat Saeed.
I think whatever BJP is responsible for at present in India, he does not qualify to call anybody else a rogue country. Your own people, what they are saying
let's talk about Pakistan right now.
I don't think that he is
not shameful? Is it not shameful, Colonel Saeed? Is it not shameful, Colonel Shafkat Saeed, that you're talking about India on a day when your soldiers have, dishonored uniforms and military ethos all around the world, not just in the Pakistan army? I don't know if you guys have an ethos at all to speak of, but isn't it ironic that you should talk about another country on a day when there is no honor left in the Pakistan army?
No, I don't know why. On what pretext you should be saying this? LoC is violation are taking place. They have been taking place, and they are bound to take place again till the time this bone of contention exists. As far as the
So you're
nature
justifying the beheading.
and you're saying mutilation
So
of
you're
bodies,
justifying the beheading.
I don't agree with it.
No, first
because
you
this
said
is
that
a
the
very,
beheading didn't happen, now you're justifying
it has
it.
got a lot of fantasy to it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. First you said the beheading didn't happen, now you're simply justifying it and saying that as long as the conflict is not solved, beheadings will take place. That's what you're saying now?
No, I said these escalations would continue, these violations would continue to take place. And I said I don't believe that anything like that can occur on the parity of the forces on the LoC, the type of deployment that we have.
Syed Zafar
It is not
al-Islam,
possible that
is
people
Pakistan...
can go inside your...
Syed Zafar al-Islam of the BJP...
In the morning,
yes, okay.
8 o'clock, right?
Okay, Syed
And
Zafar
they
al-Islam, can we say today that Pakistan has been put on notice, sir? Pakistan has been put on notice for what has happened in the Krishna Ghati sector today. Syed Zafar al-Islam, can you confirm that?
Bother us at all. These things
As
do not
I said
bother us at
earlier,
all.
Pakistan is a coward country. There is a rogue country, and they want to be dealt with violently, and we will deal them. If they want to, we would need to respond them violently. We will respond them violently.
That's a big statement. That's a big statement. Colonel Shafqat Saeed, the BJP saying, you guys only understand violence, you will be responded to violently. Zafar al-Islam of the BJP saying, Pakistan wants to be dealt with violently. We know all about violence and we will deal with you in the way that we deem fit. That's a direct statement to you, Colonel Shafqat Saeed.
And I'm not representing the government, but I can say a few things on from the my experience, and that is that whatever India would do, Pakistan would stand up to it and stand up to it very tall. And Pakistan is designed, and everything is India specific. Whatever you do, we are absolutely prepared, and we know exactly what all you can do and how you will do it. And we will be able to stand to it.
No, we have
loss of life. It is deplorable. No loss of life should occur on the border. And this.
It's a little ironic. It's a little too late to say that. No, I'm sorry. It's a little too late to say that. I mean, you're trying to sound to ring a peaceful note as far as life on the border. It's very touching, Colonel Saeed. But as far as the military is concerned, 2 lives have been lost. We're not in the mood to talk about the human side of what's happening on the border. I don't think any humanity existed in what your men did today to my 2 Jawans on the line of control. But Tom Badakan, if you're still with us, I want to ask you a very direct question. Apart from the tactical response, apart from saying that Kashmir is not the issue here at all, Kashmir is an integral part of India, and I commend you for saying that here on India Today, Mr. Badakan. But what next, Mr. Badakan, as far as political unity to pin down and isolate Pakistan, most favored nation status, designating them as a terrorist country? Can any of these things realistically happen going forward? Is there enough political unity for that, sir?
I think there is complete unity across the country, across all political parties. If they treat our brave hearts this way, we are united in this, and we will teach them a fitting lesson. Let them be very clear on this. There is no division in India on this issue. When Indian soldiers are attacked and mutilated this way, we will give Pakistan a fitting reply. Let there be no confusion. Political parties are for political purposes, but as to the question of nationality, the question of national integrity, we are one. Let there be no compromises on it.
Colonel Shafqat Saeed, a very different tune you're seeing right now. In 2013, when the Pakistan army did the same thing, when you guys came in and beheaded our soldiers in 2013, you saw a lot of political fighting between the then Congress-ruled UPA government and the BJP, which was in the opposition at that time. Now you're seeing a lot of unity. You're seeing a lot of unity. Does that make you nervous? It means that the politicians will not play very many politics. They're all going to focus on making Pakistan pay for what happened today.
I want them to get focused so that they may find
don't tell me about, don't bore me. don't bore me with the, don't bore us with the same rhetoric about Kashmir, Colonel Saeed. You can get beyond that a little bit. Let's talk about what's happening. Let's talk.
We fought on some cricket match. It was Kashmir. It is Kashmir, and it is Kashmir. Till the time Kashmiri people's aspiration is answered.
We all know what's happening in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, so let's not even get into that. As far as I'm not obfuscating the issue and diverting it to the 10 other things I can talk about, including Balochistan, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, where Pakistanis are the most hated people on the planet, let's talk about what's happening on the line of control. Does it make you nervous right now that your game has somehow stumbled and there is political unity, I hope, in India that will focus only on retribution and revenge for what the cowards from your uniform and your service did today in the Krishna Ghati sector of Poonch? Colonel Saeed?
Why should you call them coward?
They are cowards.
Why should you call them
well,
coward?
If they beheaded them, why didn't they stay on our side of the border? They are cowards.
Number one, this beheading, I don't agree
They're
with
the
it.
biggest.
And if they have been able
Colonel
to
Saeed,
go in
the
and
Pakistan Army's border action teams are full of the biggest cowards on the planet. If they were brave, if your men were brave, they would come in here, they would fight, and if they beheaded anyone, they would stay here and fight a little longer. Why don't they stay here and fight? Why did they behead them and take the bodies back? Why did they take the heads back across the border? That's the reason why I'm calling your men cowards. And I have no problems in calling them cowards.
I take it as a baseless allegation.
No, you take it as a baseless allegation. We're fighting about principally the same thing that happened in 2013, Colonel Saeed.
But beheading and taking away the body, I take it as a baseless allegation.
Okay, so basically, Tom Vadakan and Syed Zafarul Islam, we face an adversary that forget about responding to the allegations. They say that this never happened. So how do you talk to a country that says, you are blaming us for something that didn't even happen? We didn't behead anybody. But the truth and the reality of this, ladies and gentlemen, this evening as we wrap up this discussion here on 5 Live is there are two bodies, there are two sets of mortal remains in Jammu and Kashmir this evening that don't have their heads. The heads have been severed, the heads have been taken across the border back into Pakistan, back across the line of control. That is the level of indecency, that is the level of lack of humanity in the Pakistan army that they've continued to do this. As guests on our show today have actually said, there's no difference between terrorists and the Pakistan army that support them.